You can chat to me here. Ooh, we see Pedro here in the chat. So you can talk to me. You can tell me where you're from. What are you excited about seeing here today? So just a little bit about this event before we get started. I was in Brazil when it was March of this year, and I had just been to a summit, GDG and GDE Expert Summit for the community, and we had many activities. And one thing that people kept on telling me was, I really wish I could present in English. And then I kept on hearing that, and I was thinking, well, I've been living abroad for some time. I feel confident enough to communicate in English. What can I do to help the community? So I came back here, and there was the whole pandemic, and I just had this idea, maybe I'm going to share what I know of English with the community. Let's see what we can achieve together. So I put together, so this is one of the examples of the slides that we were doing during the classes. I did a lot of like jokes, things that we do in Brazilian Portuguese and in English. For instance, in Brazil, we have the word puxar, which is the opposite of push. So we have some things which are which makes it a little bit harder for us to learn English. And then I tried to bring a little bit of what my day-to-day with the community is like about using inclusive language. And because this is focused at the community, I wanted to do some fun things also, like how fun and useful things, how we can communicate via email, verb to be with examples of words that the students would use, things that they would say when they would be in inviting people to speak at their events, speaking or networking with other people. So we achieved a lot in the past months. What you're going to see now is a presentation of actually our second group. We had another group that graduated. This one was kind of like a crash course. We studied for just 8 weeks together, and this is their final presentation. So for some of them, it's their very first presentation in English. So please be kind in the comments. And this is something like, this is what they've achieved after just 8 weeks. So if there's anything that you want to achieve, just put time, effort, and passion in it, and you can do it as well. So I'm going to invite our first speaker now. His name is Pedro Moura, but I'm not going to talk more about him because he's going to do his own presentation now. So I'm going to invite him now, and he's going to get his presentation ready so I can add it here as well. And I just want to hear from the people in the chat. Is there anyone in there? Say hi, make some noise. Adding you now, Pedro.
Hello, everyone. How is it going?
Oh, good. How is it with you?
Good, very good. Let's go.
Let's go. Can you share your presentation here with us?
Yes.
Okay, so I see activity life cycle. Okay, the stage is yours, Pedro.
Okay. All ready?
Ready, go.
Okay, let's go. My presentation is about activity life cycle in today. I am Pedro Moura and Android developer today at Social Bank in Brazil. I am an entrepreneur, mentor, and I love to bike and work out. Currently, I am an organizer at GDG Uberlândia. I have been to several technology companies within the city where I come from. Today, I'm going to talk a little bit about activity lifecycle on Android. In Android, all screens have a life cycle. As the user browses the application, exists it and returns to it. The instances activity in the app move between different states in the life cycle. The class activity provides a number of callbacks that let the activity know about the state change. With the lifecycle callback methods, you can declare how the activity should behave when the user leaves and returns for it. And as the user begins to exit the activity, the system calls methods to eliminate it. In some cases, this eliminating is only part. The activity still resides in memory, such as when the user switches to another application and can still return to foreground. Method onCreate. This callback needs to be implemented. It is triggered as soon as the system creates the activity. When the activity is created, it enters the created state. In the onCreated method, you perform basic application initialization logic. Next method onStart. When the activity enters the started state, the system invokes this callback. The onStart call makes the activity visible to the user as the application prepares the activity to insert the foreground and become interactive. For example, it is in is method that the application initializes the code that maintains the UI. The next method onResume. When the activity enters the resume state, it comes to the foreground and the system invokes the onResume callback. It is in state that the application interacts with the user. The app remains in that state until something affects the focus of the app. This event can be, for example, receive a phone call, navigation the user to another activity, or turning off the device screen. The next method onPause. The system calls this method as the first indication that the user is leaving his activity, and it does it not always mean that the activity is being destroyed. These indications that the activity is no longer in the foreground, and it may still be visible if the user is in the multiple window mode. Next method onStop. When the activity is no longer visible to user, it will enter the interrupted state and the system will invoke the onStop callback. This can happen, for example, when a newly started activity fills the entire screen. The system can also call onStop when the activity stops operation and is about to complete. The next method, this method onDestroy. OnDestroy is called before the activity is destroyed. The system invokes this callback because, number one, the activity is being completed either because the user discards it completed or because finished is called in the activity, or number two, the system is temporarily destroying the activity due to a configuration change, such as device rotation or multiple window mode. Just it. Thank you for time. Amanda, I don't listen.
That's just to remind you about the classes. Everyone is like, you're on mute, you're on mute. Excellent presentation. Thank you, Pedro. How does it feel to give a talk in English?
I feel it's good because I study a lot and happy, very happy.
Very good. You're a successful person today. Now we're going to have the second victim, Fernando. Hello.
Hello, Amanda. Hello, Pedro.
It's not too bad to present here, so I think it's going to be fine. How are you today?
Great, great. And a little anxious to start the presentation.
Very good. Let's see what you prepared for us. Pedro, I'll see you later. So can you share your slides with us, Fernando?
Yeah, just a moment.
Let's see some of the people who are here. Amanda is here. João Ramos. Okay, we have your slides up. I see you're going to talk about modern data pipelines. Okay, good luck. Have fun.
Thank you. So, hi everyone. I'm Fernando. I'm a data engineer at a company called Elixir IA and organized at GDG Pelotas. I will talk about data pipelines and different approach to process data. So usually we see on the markets, we adopt this method of extracting data, like we extract it, then transform them, and after we load to a storage or a data, what we call a data warehouse. So basically you get your source of data. It could be a ERP, some system logs or other databases, and passes to a software, basically usually custom built to this solution. Usually you see in the market Python, libs doing this, like pandas, NumPy, and build systems with this, and other standard markets is Spark Stack to process this data, and move towards to a data warehouse. And from this data warehouse, we consume the data for our dashboards or analytics systems. So what's the problem with this? In the data ingestion and transformation, if you put another, for example, another column on a table, you have to rebuild your software to attend this process, to attend this new column. Or if you change a type of the data, you have to rebuild this data pipeline. So we move toward to another way of doing this. It's called ELT. So first we ingest the data and store it. It's in a raw way with no transformation and no change on the data. So this addresses a part of the problem. So you don't have to take from the source to extract again the data if you have to change some part of it. So this it's great because in the past few years you had new service that make this possible, like a cloud service, like GCP. So it's easier to store some large volumes of data and databases on cloud resources. So then if you have to change something, add new data, you only change the way that you transform this data to our data warehouse. We usually call it a refined storage. So your output consumes this data from this refined and stored data. So this addresses some problems, but we still have this problem to you have to build some custom program to address the difference in data and solve some issues with it. So nowadays, with new resources and cloud possibles, you start to propose a new way of doing this. So it's called ELT, because the T in brackets, because it's optional, you transform the data. So usually we ingest it as raw as possible, if no transformation, any analysis on data, just put it on your data warehouse, some solutions like BigQuery on GCP, and you just build your uh, program to ingest this data to your data warehouse, and your output, your dashboards, analytics, you could use this data raw, as simple as possible. So you consult on use some resource from directly from your data warehouse. And if you need, you do a transformation and put this data back to your data warehouse. So why to use the EL instead of ETL or ELT? Flexibly, né? So you can have to, you don't have to know your data before do something with it. You just put it ready to someone analyze it. So other things, you have the full visibility of it. So if you transform something in your data, you are losing something of it. If you don't transform it, it's always raw. It's always ready for someone to see your data. So if you use this approach, don't have limits. The only thing that someone have to know to read your data, it's basically SQL. They don't have to know Java or Scala, Python, or any other languages. Just SQL that make it things easier. So every time you put some new sources, the data is ready. It's always the new source is ready to someone analyze it. So make things easier to process and give access to the data. So if this you think before to do something, it's always ready, your data. So you don't have to put some clusters to process and transform your data before you use it. So this make things easier to everyone in a data pipeline. So if you want to go further, here we have some references about this, and you can read this after, or you can ask me some questions, send me an email, or go through social and find my profile. So that is. Thank you, Amanda.
Thank you, Fernando. Excellent. Now I learned even more about my data. Now I do everything wrong. Thank you. I guess everyone has time now. The good thing about the online events is that I don't have to be like, okay, I'll leave the slides for more time, because people can just go back and take the links. So we're going to have João Pedro now.
Hello, hi everyone.
Hello.
Congrats, Fernando.
Thank you.
Hello, João Pedro. How are you?
Hello. I'm fine, and you?
I'm great. Do we have your slides?
No.
Excellent. So he's going to talk about API, REST, RESTful, and HTTP. Sounds very interesting. The stage is yours, João Pedro.
Thanks. Hi everyone. My name is João Pedro. I'm from Brazil. Currently, I'm a civil servant working as a computer technician. I have a degree in system analysis and development. I am an organizer at GDG in Tumbiara. Let's talk about API, REST, RESTful, and HTTP concepts. API is an acronym for Application Programming Interface. An API is a set of routines and standards established by an application. So can other applications use its functionalities. An application's request and response flow are what an API represents. An API is responsible for establishing communication between several services, midfield between technologies, intermediary to exchange information. The client makes a request. That request will return a response to the client. That response will be through a data structure, usually a JSON, which is an acronym for JavaScript Object Notation. The client receives that response and processes the result. The API can have many clients, but the same backend. REST is an acronym for Representational State Transfer. REST delimits some obligations in data transfer. This data transfer occurs through the HTTP protocol. We have some constraints to be followed. The first is uniform interface that requires our API must maintain a standard in its construction. Don't be confused about who will consume an API. The client server requires the client to be separated from the server. This way, you can use Laravel or Node.js as backend and Angular or React for the web. The stateless requires the server to always know who to return the response in every request the client makes to our server. Some information of who sent the request must be in the request, like a token of a user that is logged in our application. The cacheable requires the response should be specific, whether or not it can be cached by the client. The layered system requires that when the client accesses an endpoint, it doesn't need to know what the server is doing to respond the request. The code on demand requires the possibility of the application executing code on the client. By using these restrictions, your application meets the requirements to be RESTful. HTTP is an acronym for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It's a protocol to hypermedia document transmission. As the HTML, it was developed for communication between web browsers and web servers, but can be used for other purposes as well. The HTTP follows a model where a client opens the connection to the server, executes a request, and expects to receive a response from that request. These requests are made using HTTP verbs. The most used verbs are get, which is to receive data from the server, post, send data to the server, put, update data on the server, and delete, to delete an information from the server. We have HTTP codes for each response that the server sends. These codes are made up of 3 digits. Here's some of examples of the code. We have the informative codes, what starts with 100, success codes with 200, redirection codes with 300, client error with 400, and server error with 500. That's it. Let's keep in touch. If you have any question, just send me a mail. Thanks.
How do you feel, João Pedro?
Nervous.
It's over. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Now we have our next speaker. She's here. Hello, Joyce.
Hello,
Hello.
Joyce.
Hello, congrats.
Thanks.
In a bit, João Pedro. Okay, so Joyce is going to talk about how Google Design Sprint works. Are you feeling, Joyce? Are you okay?
Okay, thank you.
Excellent. So I'll leave you to it. Good luck.
Hello, everyone. My name is Joyce. I am a second year student in the software engineer course. I am lead at BSC UFG. Today, I'm going to talk about Google Design Sprint. You've got a clear idea for a new project, but aren't sure if it's viable, and you'd really like to test it out without wasting a lot of resources. How can you quickly and inexpensively come up with a prototype? The use of a design sprint could be one possible solution. What's a design sprint? Design sprint is a 5 days process for answering critical business questions through design, prototype, and testing ideas with customers. Based on design thinking methodology, the framework was originally introduced by Jake Knapp of Google Ventures in 2014. Since then, it has been successfully adopted by many technology companies, including Slack and Airbnb, to solve design problems and check solutions as soon as possible prior to their implementation. This is an example. Slack used the sprint to overhaul their marketing and reach more customers. How it works. Understand, diverge, decide, prototype, validate. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursdays, and Friday. When there's tend to be understood, the first part of the sprint requires inviting the right people to share business goal, technology, capability, and user needs. The goal of this stage is to expand the understand of the product or project, diverge or sketch. Anything is possible. Participants in design sprint should explore all possible solutions to their user problems. Decide time to review all ideas and vote for the best options as a team. Prototype and testing without investing a lot of time, money, or resources. Validate allow the team to learn in different ways to design in a new forms, but also hear each other points of review on their own designs. Summing up, Monday maps questions to the experts. Tuesdays make a sketch adjustment and improvement. Wednesday decide at storyboard. Thursday prototype, and Friday test process learning. When do I use it? You can use it anytime during the design process. At the beginning of a project to define what your product is offering or to create a shared vision. When you are at an impasse or have encountered impediments, to inject speed in the development process. Benefits of running a design sprint. The benefits of running a design sprint are solve design problems quickly, user validation, allow you to fall early, design perspective to agilely, collaboration too. These are some resources like website and book. For more information, book design sprint Jake Knapp. A big part of the sprint is about focusing and figuring out what's the most important thing we need to do first. Jake Knapp. Thank you.
That's super interesting. How do you feel?
I'm nervous, but I am happy.
Feeling like a winner. Very good. I'm going to invite the next speaker now. If she's ready, James, are you ready? Maybe Kalini, are you ready? We're going to take a quick break here for you to have some water. And I'm going to invite back Fernando, Pedro, and João Pedro for us to have a chat here while our next speaker is getting ready. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Hello.
Where are you
Oh,
from? Where are you speaking from right now? Which city?
I'm from Uberlândia.
I'm from Itumbiara.
I'm from Goianira, Goiás.
What's the temperature in there today? What's the temperature? What's the temperature? 4 degrees? It's 4 degrees here in London.
That's
Whoa.
cool.
What's the
Now it's
temperature?
hot here.
Temp is here. It's lot.
You are muted, Amanda.
Oh, thank you. We also have Geisa here. She's getting her Firefox working. That's a good question. Which browser do you use? Your main browser?
Google Chrome, but very pesado.
Very heavy.
Yes, very.
What are your browsers, everyone?
Basically,
Google
Chrome.
too. Google
Me
Chrome.
too. Google Chrome.
Everyone is from. I was using Edge for some time, and I was very happy, but now I'm not happy with it anymore. I'm back to Chrome as well.
Yes, I do know.
Geisa, are you ready? Or
More seconds.
okay, sure. Next question. Do you have any cool swag? Do you have anything? A T-shirt, mug? Tiny droid. Okay.
That's nice.
Yes.
I don't have any right here.
Oh,
I love it. I love.
Joyce has a clean background. Fernando has a rustic one. Do you have anything from Pedro? Any? Wow, Pedro
No.
has for everyone.
Yeah. Anything is from the Rocket City.
Okay, I think we have a slide here. Are you
Yes.
ready, Geisa?
Yes.
Excellent. So I'll put our speakers back in the bench, and I'll leave the stage to you, Geisa.
Okay. Hi, everyone. I am Geisa from Salvador, GGG Salvador, and with Woman Tech Makers from here. I'm gonna present you as some slides that I first present in 2016, 17 at Wiki Women Mexico. It's been 3 years by now. That's some projects I love so much is how to teach technology from another perspective and approach. So let's do it. This is something we call in Brazil, but especially in the Northeast area, fuxico. It's fabric. You do these flowers, but also mean the name is fuxico, gossip. So since I was a kid, the word is not like gossip for me because when I would do in fuxico in my culture, in my community, I was surrounded by women's, the matriarchs, and they tell me some stories how the culture goes on. It's an oral knowledge. And all this time, I was doing this fabric, this fushiko. So when I start to think about how I'm going to teach technology, programming, and network communities for people, if I doing some kinds of films they watch on the movies. So I catch the stories from the community, because technology is much more than circuits, Raspberry, Wi-Fi, networks. It's all about communication, connection, people. So I start to resignifying this in the meaning. Fushiko, not more like gossipy. It's something like reunion, connection, people, connection, communities, to confabulate, creating, remixing, conversation, especially about women, because all the communities I go, the regions I go in Brazil, the leader of the families is the mother or the grandma. So in 2015, I was in a hackerspace from here, and I met something that blew my mind. It's the Pirate Box. I don't know if some of you will know that, but the Pirate Box is a DIY autonomous network that you can use something like this. This is my first MER 3020. So I created this. Then I modify the Pirate Box to Portuguese something, so I can share knowledge with the kids in the communities. This is why in here was Wikipedia, something, movies, something about computational thinking, so I can teach them about it. It's another way to tell from these grassroots communities this perspective. What you do is technology. It's not only computers. It's not only circuits. It's not only Wi-Fi. In fact, the years was going, and we improved this network to this using the Raspberry Pi. So with this, I can create a portable device and creating an autonomous network without internet. It's something like other things, a LAN network. So people can connect, call others by video and audio without telephonic. Operators from telephonics. Because in Brazil, there's a lot of places you don't have connections of any kind, not 3G, nor 4G, nor 5G, nor Wi-Fi, nothing like that. So I use this to connect people from village to village, from quilombos, communities, so they can create their own content. They can connect themselves and fortify themselves too. So I'm gonna finish this talk about this quote from Dr. Christine Liu. She's a neuroscientist. I love her. And that's something that she said that blew my mind too for the second time. Knitting is programming, sewing is engineering, baking is chemistry. We have been 10 pioneers longer than they have received credit for. So that's what I do, resignifying technology for my people. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone.
Yay! That's a super inspirational talk, Geisa. Thank you so much for sharing. And I love the GDG. Is it a T-shirt? Yeah.
Yes, it's from GDG Fest from last year.
Okay. From GDG Salvador?
No, the Feira de Santana.
Okay. Brilliant. Thank you so much for this talk. And now we have the last presenter of the day and evening here in London. Thank you. I'm going to invite Kaline now. Kaline, are you there?
Yes. Are you? I'm fine. You?
Yeah, I'm good.
Are you share my screen?
Slides? I think you're going to talk about Angular.
No, Angular. No. I changed my topic. I'll talk about introduction to programming.
Okay, that's as interesting.
Can't you see?
Yeah, maybe you could click the link to, yeah, cool. I can see it now. So she's going to talk about introduction to programming, and I'll leave the stage to you, Kaline.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Kaline, and I'm a web developer at Ajax TI, and I'm an undergraduate student of telecommunications engineering. I live at Fortaleza, Ceará. Today I'm going to talk about the basic concepts of programming. For example, if you work in a software development company as a non-programmer, you may wonder what the programmers do, and you hear new buzzwords every day. This talk was thought with you in mind. Whether you're a salesperson, a medical doctor, attorney, a business leader, or accountant, if you ever had it in mind to learn how to code, this is a good place to start. Well, what is programming? A simple answer would be programming is the act of instructing the computer to carry out tasks. It's often referred to as coding, but it looks like a little bit confusing. Let's understand the definition deeply. Instruct the computer. This basically means that you provide the computer a set of instructions that are written in a language that the computer can understand. The instructions could be of various types. For example, add two numbers, subtract two numbers, divide two numbers, multiply two numbers. These together in a program would be like a calculator. Just like we humans can understand a few languages, like English, Spanish, Portuguese, so it's the case with computers. Computers can understand instructions that are written in a specific syntactical form, called programming language. And performing various tasks, these tasks could be simple ones, like I said about adding two numbers, or complex ones like mixed together for the four functions we create a calculator. Or even more complex, like calculate a simple interest given principal, rate, and time. And basically, programming is a way to tell computers to do specific tasks. But what is a computer program? So then, a computer program is a sequence of instructions that the computer executes. Computers, in definition above, as any device that is capable of processing code. This could be smartphones, ATMs, Raspberry Pi, like the last talk, servers, to name a few. For example, we have a simple program like empty function, like void function, that there is no return, and you just see the phrase hello world, and you call this function in the main function that you print the function in the screen, like in the main. So basically, this program is the first program that a new buying programming can write. as a so. I will make some analogies to programming. Like programming, first, there's a few processes of our everyday lives. The universe operates in somewhat predictable way. For example, day, night, seasons, sunrise, sleep, wake up. People go through routines such as rise in the morning, going to school or work. We get instructions from the people such as those superiors at work, how you cook, recipes. Anyway, second, every time you use a smart device, some coding running in the background, moving a mouse from one part of your computer screen to other part seems like a simple task. But in reality, so many lines of code just run, act as simple as typing letters into Google Docs, leads to lines of code being executed in the background as all code everywhere. Computer programmers also refer to as code. Do not use the words code. Code should be used as an uncountable unit. Anyway, let's stop this line. Machines have the natural language like humans do. Computers can understand the human language, but the real language in the computer is one and zeros that could be like on, one, and off. That is like there's nothing zero. There's a natural language of electronic equipment. It would be critical for us as humans to communicate with the computer in binary. Programming language. Well, programming language like our universe. There's a many planets like language. To communicate with machines who speak binary, we do so in a language that is closer to our own natural language, such as English, French, Portuguese, anyway. Programming languages are closer to our natural language, but they are more structured and much more throughoutly learned. They could be high-level, low-level language like high-level Python, C#, C++, and low-level like assembly. Let me see. I don't know much low-level language. I just know assembly. Haskell. No, I don't think so. High-level language are far away from the machine language than low-level language. This far away is usually called an abstraction, but we will not go through in this series. Well, if you have questions, send me a message at my Twitter, Kaline Befrin, and goodbye. Thank you for the attention.
I love the slides.
Thank you.
It's so creative to end the presentation with a bang.
I love Ubuntu.
How do you feel, Kaline?
I feel a little bit nervous and I want to disappear.
Don't disappear. I'm going to invite more speakers back here now. I'm adding some of them here. I don't have room for everyone, so I'll add them bit by bit. Yes, I'm starting with the ladies. And there is a penguin, so maybe I could remove it. Let's see if we have any questions in the chat. Okay, for some reason I cannot remove the present. Oh, okay, because you named the present your name. So I'm like, how can I remove this? Okay, so we're going to be here for a short while. If you have any questions, let me add one more person. Okay, I'll switch people here. Okay, so Kalina talked about some low-level language. I was thinking here, I don't know many. I don't know assembly. What else do you know of low-level languages? Fortran? COBOL? Any others? It's so hard. Every time I give a talk, I also try to give examples and they never come to mind. So let's see some of the things people said here. So great, congratulations. A lot of congratulations going on here for the speakers. There's one here for Jason. Get to teach us how to be as amazing as she is. I think this one is for Pedro. Love the little androids. Congratulations to Fernando. We didn't have room to come here just yet. Thanks. Yes. There's people from all around. So how does it feel to give for some people here, the first talk? Jays, I know it wasn't her first talk. So how does it feel to give a talk in English? Share with other people who want to give their talk. Is it worth it? Should they not do it? What is your message?
Come on. Well, for me I was nervous because it's been a long time that I didn't presentation in English. At least I don't have an audience. For the first time, I have some 50 people about, and I was so nervous. I started to be gaggling. I don't know how to say that, but right now, talking about something that I really love, it makes me very happy, and I am really proud. Thanks for the opportunity to be here to learning with every one of you. Yeah, that's making me feel much more confident to do this with you.
Okay, we have a question here. Hi, Swapnil, sorry if I said your name incorrect, here from GDG Cloud Community, Mumbai, India. How do you attract more professionals to the sessions than college students? More professionals than college students? I'm not sure how you're preparing your sessions these days, but maybe you can write in the description of the event, maybe the topic of the event. I don't really understand your question very well. Do you understand the question better, folks here? What does he mean? How you attract more professionals, not only college students?
I think maybe he's directing this to the audience. How to attract.
Okay,
that's what I understand this question.
If anyone has any tips?
I understand the same of Jason.
I am too.
Okay.
Maybe the topic, when you do some topics that's more interested for the professional, senior level will watch other things than the juniors. It's about the topic.
Usually doing some workshops to hands-on on some tools that they don't have using daily. Maybe it can attract more people that are usually in the market, like stud jams and other stuff like this.
Workshops, codes.
Yeah.
I guess it's very attractive to the professional people.
Do you have any more tips for people who would like to learn English, but maybe they don't have much time? I know that many of you didn't have time, but you made time for this session. Do you have any tips for the people?
Practice.
Yes, practice.
I think I removed the person who was talking. 1 second.
No.
Sorry. Go ahead, Jean-Pierre. Sorry.
Practice, I guess, is the most valuable advice. It's practice.
Practice a lot, but
That's it.
it's very important in the profession and the person.
Discipline.
My feel it's great and great for time, great for good, God. And thanks, my friends.
Yeah, just to start doing, try to remove all barriers that you put to not doing this, and just start doing day by day.
Yes.
You will achieve something.
Yeah, you have to go for it.
Are you all community organizers, developers? What are your backgrounds?
I'm an entrepreneur and a mentor the startups and organizer GGGs, Uberaba and Uberlândia. And in the area, and I'm working the technologies 10 years. Correct, Amanda? Amanda is loud.
Amanda just removed herself to give room for. Yeah, I think Des is Portuguese for 10 years. Okay, we have time for one more question. So if you have that question you've been holding, that's the time to ask. I'll leave.
Everyone have one more question. I have one for every one of you. How
Okay.
difficult was to think about what you're going to talk today? Doing the presentation, take the lines. Did you prepare something like I don't remember the word right now. The
Router.
yeah, like the potato. I don't remember.
Script.
The script.
Yeah, I switched in the middle of the preparation.
Script, yes, script. The script.
Yes, the script.
I prepare a script. It was 2 weeks of preparation between presentation and script. It was awesome. Little difficult to choose correct words, but it was nice. That's what awesome.
My difficulty is my pronunciation and training. I'm training a lot. Very.
Me too.
Yeah, but that's one of the things that I always said in the classroom. It doesn't matter how you pronounce things. As long as people can understand what you're saying, there's no right or wrong. Even when you think about like native speakers, they're native from different nations. There isn't even like a correct one. So you're all doing very well. I'm very proud of you. Thank you for taking on the challenge of coming here today. We had, so actually this event that we're having now was supposed to be private, just for us. And then I started the challenge and I was like, who would like to come? And then one person was like, yes, me. And the other one, me. And then people are like, maybe not. And the others like, oh, no, let's go. So it was great to build a sense of community. I'm kind of sad it's coming to an end, but I'm sure you're going to continue because that's what about the courses are. There's never really an ending to learn. It's just about technologies and what we're doing. So I hope you enjoy the journey that we've started together. And fly now, butterfree.
Thanks, Amanda.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Yeah, so I'd just like to say some final words. Just by the way, this person here who had asked the question said, thank you, I was just wondering if you are providing certificates or badges. Not at the moment, we're not doing anything. Actually, we don't have many more events until the end of the year, so maybe stay tuned for more events in 2021. I have a lot of people to say thanks to from the community who really helped me out with all of this. And one special person who is here also in the chat, she's like typing a lot, is Amanda Mazzini. When I wanted to start the second batch of the course, I asked for her help, and she was super helpful. She reached out to all the communities in Brazil from GDG, Women Tech Makers, and DSC, and she helped me select the students who needed it the most. And I couldn't have done this without you, so thank you for being here and for helping me to do this project for the community. I guess you're equally as proud as me of all the students, and we've done it, yay! Congratulations, and I'll see you then. Bye-bye, everyone.